You know the apology video vibe when like the camera is like away and then like the person walks in and sits down and then has the lights and it's like, let's talk. I've always wanted to do that. So that's what that was. Secondly, I don't like the echoiness in here. You can hear it. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it. We'll see, but it won't be like this for every video, I promise you. So if you can bear with the echoiness. Guys, today, well, not today, as of when this is posted, it'll be tomorrow. Okay, so Wednesday. I have been doing this channel for 7 years, which is crazy to think about. It's almost been half of my life, which is just wild. But I've been doing this channel for 7 years with a different video every Tuesday. I've stuck to the time. Every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Central for 10 years, or for 7 years. And that's just crazy to me. That's been going on this long. Also, I have a haircut, so I'm a new man now. There's just a whole bunch of updates. But thank you guys so much for sticking through it with me, for being there every week. I kind of want to talk to you guys today about kind of why I started this, why I'm doing that. I get that why question a lot. And I think that it's important that I talk to you guys very publicly, very openly, very honestly about kind of the motivation behind Kid Catholic, the motivation behind Kinetic, right? And it's changed, obviously. There's been ups and downs of seeing how it's done. And I just want to tell a little story from this past week that really, really sat with me, and really I prayed on it a lot. But we had a guest on a couple weeks ago, James, who's a friend of mine here. And I was talking to him before we were filming, and I was kind of going over how we would do it, and I was talking to him, and I said, James, I want to warn you, like this may not get a lot of viewers, like I don't have, like it's not like my videos go crazy viral. And he so genuinely, and he wasn't trying to be like cringy, like serious, it's okay, Keaton. Like he was so genuinely, he was like, oh, all that matters is that one person sees it. And I just took that and I was like, wow, like that's facts. Like that is so true. And that encompasses kind of the motivation behind this. And I think that I didn't have that as much this last week. I think that in trying to get more people on, which that will continue, the vision for what's the future of Kinetic is a little clearer this week than it has been in the past weeks. And so that'll continue. You'll continue to see a lot of faces. But kind of this idea of like what matters is that we reach one person. What matters is that one person is touched by video is so true. And that's something that I've had in my heart, that I've gone up and down in waves, that I've lost at points and that I've regained at points, or that I've like, oh, this video didn't get as much views, I guess it didn't matter, and caring a little bit too much about that. And so I share that story to share, like, I think that's the main thing in ministry, whether that's online or whether it's in person, is that if you're going to do something, if you're going to put effort into something, all that matters is that one person is affected. For me, starting this channel, there have been a lot of waves of motivation, right? And I think that, especially over the past year and a half, 2 years, it's become very, very clear to me why I'm doing this, why I continue to go back every week, every Tuesday. Even if I have a busy weekend, I film ahead to make sure I have a video for Tuesday. I gotta have a video for Tuesday. And I keep thinking, why? And it's because I don't want to be like a braggy because I'm so perfect. No, it's because that I feel that this is something important, even if it reaches not as many people as others. And I feel just such like a strong home with Kinetic and a strong desire to continue to reach out to you guys. Because I know that kind of God spun this into my life 7 years ago. And God really hasn't let me step away from it. You know what I mean? Not that I've wanted to, but I've kept coming back. I've kept being drawn back, and in a way, because again, we have ups and downs of our prayer life too. I think that I was talking about this the other day because James is a convert. A lot of my friends here are converts, and as a cradle Catholic, I think that a lot of maybe other cradle Catholics watching can relate, where you're Catholic, you're a devout Catholic because you're young, and then you kind of have a wave. And then okay, it's like now I understand the faith more. Now I'm going to be Catholic because I choose to be. And I feel like I've had that wave on Kinetic. And it was Kinetic or Kid Catholic. It's been Kid Catholic for longer. And it was Kid Catholic that kept pulling me back. And if there was a topic I wanted to talk about, I didn't know about it. I had to study it. I had to research it. I had to learn about it. And all of that learning just led me back to the truths of the faith time and time again. Not like I went far astray and didn't believe God for it. That's not what I'm saying. But you see what I mean? It kept me devout in my prayer life. And so I really have you guys to owe for that. Your constant support, bringing me back, making me want to make a new video every week. It's really, I'm very, very appreciative of it. I want to say thank you guys so much. And as for what the future holds, again, like I said, it's a little bit clearer today than it was in past videos. There will continue to be more people on. Kinetic is not slowing down. I'm not slowing down with apologetics, with the goodness, with spreading the fruitfulness of the faith, because I think there's so much beauty to that. And my thing is, like, I never want a video of mine or apologetics of mine to come across like, oh, I just know everything, so I'm going to sit here and tell you it. Rather, I think that it's good that I share what I have to say here, right? And I want you guys to do the same in the comments. I want you guys to start online chat. Like, not everybody's called to that, obviously. I understand that. But I think that's good that we all do, right? I think it's good that we all share our experiences and the fruitfulness that we have of the faith, because the more resources that there are out there to lead people to Jesus, ultimately all that matters is that one person is affected. And we, with the amazing gifts of the internet, like, the internet can be used for a lot of bad things, but there's also a lot of good, right? Like the saints, the great saints had to travel months on boats to go to a faraway land. Like, we don't have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, we have a couple clicks of the button and boom, it's available for the whole world. And I know that it's different, and I know that it's I'm not comparing myself to a saint. That's not what I'm trying to do. But I know that it's different. I just think there's a fruitfulness to that, and that we need to take advantage of it in whatever way possible. So the gist of this is, I want to say thank you guys so much. And I want to say that I am doing this because I feel the calling, I feel the conviction through prayer, through time spent with God, because He is real. And I think that that's something that needs to be shared. And that's probably a very obvious statement, like, yeah, we need to share that God's real, but there's going to be people who aren't open to that. And when we have the internet, we could complain about the internet, or we could use it for good. And so I know there's a lot of Catholic resources. I know there's a lot of Catholics using the internet for good. I think it's a great thing. And I think it's absolutely lovely. I think that when I started Kid Catholic, it was a little bit more rare of a thing, and now it's blown up. And there's awesome Catholic YouTube channels. There's awesome Catholic resources everywhere. And over the past 7 years, I've been able to see that kind of growth and witness it as kind of just watching the Catholic YouTube world specifically, right? Because that's what I've zoned in on, just explode. And I think that's really, really fruitful. I think that's really, really great. And I'm really, really appreciative of that. And I'm really appreciative for all of the support that you guys have given me. Because ultimately, I mean, we've been talking about it in class, and there's a balance with what I can and can't talk about, because, like, I'm not going to sit here and talk about everything I learn in class, even though it's Catholic stuff, because, like, I pay to do that, you know what I mean? That's just wrong. But point being, I think that it's important that when we have our own personal convictions of Jesus and God's realness, we share that. And I think that that's being done a lot on the internet right now, and that can be done in your own individual lives with personal conversations, with talking to people one-on-one. Because ultimately, yeah, it's good to know of God's truth, of God's goodness, from an academic standpoint, and like the arguments and arguments of creation and all that. But there's also personal reasons why we know that God is true, personal experiences, personal moments, people in our lives that show us that God is real. And I think that the more and more we learn about that, the better off we will be. And I think that for me, I love sitting here and talking to the camera and giving apologetics and talking about all sorts of Catholic topics. I've done a million different topics, it feels like. I love that. I also think that it's good to get kind of that perspective on apologetics, on personal experiences, on how someone knows God is real, from other people too. And now that I'm in kind of this Catholic hub at Franciscan, surrounded by young people who share such a passionate faith, that's absolutely something I'm going to seek out, is getting more and more faces on here, getting more and more people on here. You guys have given suggestions in the comments the past couple weeks of what you would like to see. And absolutely, I hear you. We're going to do it. We're going to crush it. We're going to bring it out to you guys. And I know that I've kind of just been rambling on this video, but ultimately this is just a video of thanksgiving, of appreciation, and for telling you that there's a lot to come in the future. 7 years is crazy. When I started it, I did not think that I would be spending college trying to keep it going. And that wasn't even a thought of mine, but here we are. And I'm very, very appreciative of it. I'm very, very appreciative of you guys. And I know that I've been rambling on. I've kind of jumped to some different tangent points in this video, which is usually my pet peeve when that happens. But I was like, today we'll do it. I want this to be more sincere, kind of less planned out for you guys, just as if we're having a one-on-one conversation. Because I think there's a fruitfulness, I think there's a goodness to that. So, because it's been so long, now that the topic is done, do y'all know what it is time for now? It's time for
the Saint of the Week.
And today's saint of the week is St. Vincent de Paul, partially because, yes, his feast is tomorrow, but also because he was the first saint of the week for the very first video of Kid Catholic, which sometimes gets pulled up in front of me and I like cringe and like cover my ears. I don't want to hear it. But it's kind of funny how my entire pubescent and growing up age is undocumented on the internet for everybody to see, because it was for the last 7 years. So understandably, I did it to myself, and it's kind of funny. But St. Vincent de Paul, he's one of those who did a lot. He did a lot. His eyes were really open to the spiritual needs of the people of France when there was a peasant dying on his deathbed and had a conversion. And so this really opened the eyes of St. Vincent de Paul into the work that needed to be done. With the help of someone wealthy, he gathered a whole bunch of missionaries to go out and start charitable organizations. And at first, he didn't want to be the leader. He was too humble. But he's the St. Vincent, so of course he ended up leading this group, and because of this, he's actually the patron saint of charitable organizations. He just did a lot of work founding confraternities, founding hospitals, founding aids to all different places. He's one of those saints who you look at and it's just like, wow, he accomplished a lot of jazz. Look at that, he was great. And so because of this, his order of priests who were these missionaries were called the Vincentians. I can never pronounce it. I've heard it pronounced, I can never pronounce it. Vincentians. They were cool. They were pretty cool order of priests who took vows of poverty, chastity, obedience. Because of that, were very devout in all of the work they did. And so St. Vincent continued his mission up until he died and was later obviously canonized. But very famous is the St. Vincent de Paul Society, which of course he is the patron of. And so it's really, really cool to see his charitable body of work. Again, he's one of those saints who, just because you don't have a cool martyr story doesn't mean you didn't do a lot of good, obviously. And St. Vincent is one of those. He just did a lot. And so in being charitable in our own lives, right, and giving to the poor, as Jesus commands us in scriptures, that's something that is very, very difficult because it takes actual action. You know what I mean? I don't say that to be oh, we're too lazy. No, it's just difficult. It's just difficult to take that action. But we need to be willing to, we need to be able to. And that comes in a lot of different shapes and forms. I'm not saying we have to go and found a bazillion awesome things like St. Vincent de Paul did. But I am saying that there's a goodness, there's a fruitfulness to being of the charitable heart, to giving to the poor, to feeding those who are hungry, and to giving need to those who ultimately need it. And so St. Vincent de Paul is a great saint to look at for that. We can pray through him whenever we feel that we need help with that. St. Vincent de Paul, pray for us. So once again, guys, number one, the echoiness won't be here in every video, I promise you. Number two, I want this to be more like a one-on-one conversation with you guys. That's why it felt a little less ordered and structured. It just is. I want to be completely honest with you guys. Number three, we're changing stuff up. We're bringing new faces in. That doesn't mean that I am done speaking. So I am not just a YouTuber, I'm also a Catholic speaker. And just because I'm in college, I'm not planning on stopping that. I'm still planning on traveling. I traveled in high school around to all across the country, even outside of the country, and I want to do the same during college. So absolutely, I would love to come and speak. It's on a variety of topics. If you want to really reach out to me for details, you can reach out to me at kineticcatholicministries@gmail.com. We can have a one-on-one conversation, set stuff up, set up details from there. That would be very much appreciated. So please go check out the website, kineticcatholicministries.com. There's so many awesome things you can do on there. All the videos are up there, your own KC merch, all this jazz. There's just so much awesome stuff up there. Please check out 3 of our social medias. I have a very long outro. I forget it sometimes. Facebook. Let's see. No. Yes. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Got it. I actually feel like my outro is longer than the entire first Kid Catholic video, which is kind of funny. Anyway, please comment any statement topic suggestions that you might have for future videos, things you want to see. Please comment any prayer intentions down in the comments below. Again, the internet, it can be a source of goodness for us to all pray for each other, come together. So please leave that down in the comments down below. Please share this channel video with your friends and family. Make sure that they know about Kinetic. And please click the red subscribe button if you haven't already. Share this channel video with your friends and family. Did I just say that? I did just say that. I'm losing my mind a little bit. I'm a college student, okay? I have an excuse. Isn't that weird that I'm like a college student now? I feel so cool. I feel so elevated. Anyway, thank you guys for the constant support. More videos coming every Tuesday, 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. East. Stay tuned. This was Keaton of Kinetic Catholic Ministries. I'll see you all next week. And hi, Brielle.